but a great player. He knows more than anyone that it's a team thing. And so I know everybody's tired of hearing this, but you've got to put this puzzle together so that you can have some other people out there playing with Michael. That's the art of the deal.
Adam, there's two sides here, Dallas and Micah Parsons, and it seems like the decision makers in Dallas are confident. But has anything changed with Micah Parsons?
Nothing has changed. And again, you can't work out a deal unless you're actually discussing a deal. And the Cowboys and Micah have not discussed a deal since late March, early April. We'll see if they can find a way to get together. And look, the start of the season always brings little last-minute events that you might not expect. And that, I think, is the one hat that the Cowboys can hang their hat on. Some reason for optimism that just like CeeDee Lamb came together late last year, just like Dak Prescott came together on the day the season opened last year, maybe there's a way the same can happen for Micah Parsons. But it certainly doesn't feel that way, and it feels a lot different than last year, and Micah feels different than CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. But we'll see if anything happens. I heard Brian Schottenheimer say he believes that Micah will play. I think there are two factors to keep in mind. Number one, Micah Parsons still hasn't practiced this summer due to the tightness in his back. His back has to feel okay for him to play. And number two, that contract hangs out there. And there's no sign that that's going to be getting done anytime soon. We'll see if anything changes here in the next 2 weeks.
And Brooke, Adam's right. This one does feel a little different. What do you think about this situation now just 2 weeks out from the opener?
Well, I think the time for the Cowboys to try to get what sounds like Jerry's asking Micah to take, hey, let's take one for the team. Let's do a team-friendly deal. Take a discount for us is what I'm hearing when he says that. The time for that was months ago when this negotiation started. Jerry has to know the longer this drags out, the more leverage Micah has, the more money he commands as this market continues to get reset and reset. When I look at this and I hear Adam say nothing has changed, the difference in Dak's deal getting done right before the season, CD's deal getting done right before the season, is that Jerry was comfortable paying those guys top dollar. It sounds like he is not comfortable or does not want to do that with Micah. So if he's not, then I don't know that the start of the season is going to change much.
Was prepared to pay Micah top dollar, and he felt that there was a deal, an agreement in place. Now, Micah Parsons never saw that deal on paper, never signed anything, and the agent was not involved. And at the owners' meetings, we heard Jerry Jones refer to the fact that they didn't need to have the agent to get a deal done, only to see Micah Parsons tweet that anytime I'll be doing a deal, I will be including my agent in this particular contract. And again, Jerry says it's a puzzle. That puzzle has been put together for quite some time. And yes, putting together the puzzle today does impact the cap in 26 and 27 and 28 and beyond. But everybody knows what the math would look like on a Micah Parsons deal. He's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. It's not difficult to figure out. Either you do it or you don't. And not only are they not doing it, but they haven't even talked about doing it in months.
Well, if we're looking at the timeline here, nothing new in Dallas. CeeDee Lamb signed his big deal in August, and Dak Prescott's extension was right up against the beginning of the season in September. But let's pivot and get to a developing story in Baltimore. Quarterback Lamar Jackson did not practice today. Now, this comes a day after Jackson left practice early with what the team said was due to his foot being stepped on. Here's his head coach, John Harbaugh, moments ago.
Yeah, he got his foot stepped on, like we said yesterday. I think Chad had mentioned that. They did a quick x-ray, and there's no damage or anything like that. I'm sure it's a little sore today, so we just kept him in, but he's fine. He's going to be good. It was a big relief, yeah. I told the guys, I said, prayers do get answered, because I was praying. The guy came through. So, but he's good.
Adam, what more can you share with us about Lamar Jackson's status?
It sounds like it was a little bit scarier than the Ravens let on, because they did take x-rays. They did say there were no signs of any broken bones or any issues. And John Harbaugh admitted that his prayers were answered. So if it was anything that was nothing, he wouldn't have to pray that Lamar Jackson's x-rays would turn out the way that he did. He didn't practice today, second straight day. And look, they don't have to have Lamar Jackson out there right now. They need him out there for the start of the regular season. So I would imagine they'll give that foot a couple of weeks to heal. It certainly sounds like the test came back as well as they could have hoped, but they're going to be smart with Lamar Jackson, and they're not going to stick him out there any sooner than he has to be.
Adam, you're right. They do need him out there for the regular season. The Ravens are just 4-9 without Lamar Jackson since he became the starter in 2019. Let's stick with quarterbacks in the AFC North. The Browns named veteran Joe Flacco as their starter earlier this week over rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Those two have both dealt with injuries in camp. And moments ago, head coach Kevin Stefanski gave us an update on their plan for the final preseason game on Saturday.
Joe will start the game, Dylan will play second, Shedeur will play third. We want those guys to go out there and get us in the correct plays, run the offense, spread the ball around, all those things. But nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that we don't ask them to do out here on the practice field.
Whenever it's time for me to get out there and play, I'm going to play. Whenever it's time for the lights to come on, I'm going to do my thing. I'm not concerned about when it is. I'm not concerned about, how many reps I'm getting at this point is what it is, because I know when the lights come on, when everything's going, when the pressure's on, you know who I am, and I'm always be that way.
Let's welcome in Coach Herm Edwards. And Herm, what do you think about those comments from Shedeur Sanders?
Well, that surprised me. I've known him since he's a little guy, since a little kid. I was coaching the Under Armour game, and Dion was one of the assistant coaches. So he has a lot of confidence, similar to what the confidence his father had. But I think he finds himself in a predicament right now that, look, I thought he played well in the preseason, but when I watched Gabriel play, oh boy, it was different. Dylan Gabriel was very good in the pocket. He ran the offense. I mean, he got the ball out of his hand. He was accurate, made some tough throws. This is why they drafted him. I can see why they drafted him, but I thought he really played well in the preseason.
First of all, I am just surprised to see a 40-year-old quarterback playing in the preseason. I didn't know that was allowed, because that's not what's happening for Pittsburgh later tonight. But I think that what Shedeur said there about when the pressure is on, that is when he comes on. Lucky for him, this is a lot of pressure. Yes, it is just a preseason game. No, he's not competing for the starting job, but there's still a competition going, and that's for that number 2 guy. Who's going to get the reps behind Joe Flacco in practice? That is so incredibly important. Who is going to be the guy that is just a play away? And I saw when I was in Pittsburgh a couple years ago and Mitch Trubisky started and Kenny Pickett was right there. Kenny didn't have any kind of chemistry with the first team offense because he hadn't been getting those reps. Now, I think that it's a similar situation that you want to make sure these guys are getting chemistry with everyone so that when they are thrown in, it's a more seamless transition. I like Shedeur. I think that he has a higher ceiling and Gabriel has a higher floor, but that's what the preseason's for.